Let me just introduce the panelists and call them. Parikshit, please come. And then the second we have Sachin Sharma from Pune. Third panelist is Parag Shah. Please come. He is from Borivali. And one more panelist we have got, moderator for the session, compliance, he is expert. And his entire RERA practice in compliance, Vinay Tyagraj. So I got him from Bangalore. So he has been instrument in bringing out Karnataka RERA law and practice also. So with that, I think this panelists are over. Now I request you to inaugurate the session with your opening remark, and also what advice you give it to the chartered accountant for compliances. Thank you very much.
Actually, Prabhu Sahib, I have to talk on compliance or lapsed and stressed project.
Both,
I was told I have to talk on lapsed.
No, both. He was handling both. And what do you expect from chartered
handling
accountant?
or mishandling, I do not know. But as you all know that RERA is a new act and it is evolving. Basically, in Maharera or in any RERAs in the country, there are 4 functions. One is of the regulation, adjudication, registration, and compilation and compliances. Of that, I was basically looking after compliances, stress projects, and lapse projects. When I took over about 2 years ago, the percentage of compliance QPR was 0.2%. When I left, it was about 66%. So I think we have traveled quite from the beginning. The reason was that perhaps we were not asking whether the compliances are being given or not. And there are several reasons for it, because when RERA was established, the initial priority was to get the projects registered, and then there were complaints also flowing. There was paucity of staff also, and then almost 2 years we lost in COVID. So I would say that after the first phase of RERA till March 2020, for restart of functioning of RERA, it was almost end of 2021 that RERA again started working in full swing. I joined sometimes in June 2022, and that time we realized basically I was inducted for looking after the lapsed projects or the stress projects. But while dealing with that subject, we realized that we do not have enough information and our data is also not very clean. That prompted us first to concentrate on the compliances part. As of now, some 44,000 projects are registered in Maharera, which I think would be almost 40-45% of all the RERAs in the country. Of that, some 14,000 projects are completed, and 8,500 odd projects as of 1st April 2024 are into the lapse category. That includes projects which started from or which got registered from 1st of May 2017 and onwards. And it may so happen that the projects that got registered in May 2017 have actually commenced much earlier. Some of them dates back to almost 10 years or 12 years before they got registered in Maharera. We find a very large number of projects falling into the lapse category belonging to the period that the projects got registered between 2017, 18 and 19. Almost 65 to 70% projects that are under the lapsed category or the stressed category do belong to this particular time period. When I come to compliance part, there are 2-3 things. First is the details that you give up on your web page. And those details on the web page are never updated. They do not match with your Form 1, Form 2 or Form 3. Form 3 were actually very hardly getting filled in, and Form 1 and Form 2 never got updated. The information on their web page also never got updated. Now the things have slowly started improving, but in case of web page, they still do not match with the figures that they give in their Form 3. Especially when Table F in Form 3 was introduced, and when we started doing analysis, and thanks to the team of chartered accountants that we have employed by way of BDO India Limited in Maharera office. When this exercise was being conducted, we came to know that the large number of projects which are not doing well, when you study the table F, you find that there is hardly any contribution of their own funds from the promoters. Most of the funds are collected either from the funding agencies or by the allottees. We have seen projects totaling to more than 1,000 crores where the promoter's contribution is less than 10%. In some cases of relatively low value projects, but relatively low value project when I say is in terms of comparison with mega projects, let us say example of projects up to 100 crores, there are many instances that not even 5 crores have been contributed by the promoter. So, when something goes wrong with the project, he has hardly anything to lose. The land belongs to somebody else, money belongs to somebody else, and he can simply walk away from the project. He may face litigations, that is another part. He may face NCLT litigations that will take several years. But what about the allottees? Therefore, we started concentrating on the compliance portion, and that I am happy to share that I have already said that it is up to 66% now. However, in spite of our repeated efforts, we have still to achieve 100% mark, and this has actually been started first initial 6 months or 8 months. We started writing to them by way of mail, by way of even calling them on their telephone numbers registered with us. Then we found out that their telephone numbers are not existing. Sometimes if the telephone number gets connected, he used to say I was associated with the project at that point of time, now I am no longer associated. The email address is not existing. Then we started empaneling the investigators, and these investigators were the valuers registered with the Commissioner of Income Tax or Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. We empaneled these companies, 4 such companies for the entire state, and then we started actually sending these valuers to the site to know what exactly is the progress of the project. Now, coupled with that, we came to a conclusion that unless and until we take a very harsh step, the things are not going to improve. But it was practically impossible to go after some 30,000-35,000 projects at that time. So it was decided at Maharera by the authority that let us concentrate on the projects that got started registering from 1st of January 2023. And we started issuing notices to these projects from the month of April 23. It might so happen that some projects got registered in the month of March, so it would have been a bit harsh to ask them to complete their first QPR by 20th of April. So what we decided to leave first 2 quarters. But if the second quarter also is not filed on time, then we decided to go after them by freezing their bank accounts and by informing the registering authorities not to register any sale or agreement to sale against these projects. And we also imposed a penalty of rupees 50,000, which all of you must be aware of by now. After that, these developers who were not even responding to our telephone calls or emails, they started putting pressure even after paying 50,000 rupees. So the experience is you slap a fine and you get a better response. So slowly the compliance part started improving. Coupled with that, actually we wanted to revamp our software system 2.0. That is still in the developmental stage. Work was given to PwC and probably they might be in the final stages of completing it. Now coming to the issues of lapsed projects. The definition is very simple, that where the time limit which was declared by the promoter himself got expired and he has not come for extension. That data is also not clean and we have many difficulties into that. When we recently, about 4 months before, started concentrating on the first 300 projects from 2017 onwards, depending on their seniority, and in the first lot of 50 that we took, we found that almost 60% projects were completed but not reported. because Form 4 was not uploaded for various reasons. Maybe some concessions which he obtained from the civic authorities, and in lieu of that, some amount was to be deposited that was not deposited, or road setback was not given, or any other compliances subject to which the permissions were granted have not been complied by the promoters. Now, in such cases, at least as far as BMC is concerned, although the people go and occupy such premises, BMC charges everything at double the rate. So, the LOT has to shell out more money by way of all the charges, including water charges, municipal taxes. All services are charged at double the rates. So, that is a huge burden on the LOTs, even though he might get his possession of unit ultimately. Then there was another issue is of stress project, and it is extremely difficult how to define a stress project. Somebody says ki if there is no movement in the project, you can consider it as a stress project. But what in MahaRERA we have now decided is where the time limit is more than 70% and the physical progress is less than 25%, we consider it as a stress project. In time to come, there will be, of course, another formula which has yet not been approved by the authority, but it is under consideration. The other criteria is if the project is not making any physical progress for last 1 year. That can also be taken into the category of stress projects. There was in between a proposal from Mr. Prabhu about revival of the stress projects, and then he had come out with a certain mechanism also. Probably it is at an early stage for the present, but there are several issues involved. For example, you may take action under Section 7, but what about the action under Section 8 that is expected from MahaRERA once you operate provisions of Section 7? Secondly, many a times the decision of Supreme Court in Nilkamal Realtors is quoted and saying that we can take recourse of Nilkamal Realtors, but probably the facts do not match exactly as per the Nilkamal in every case. So the issues before us is ki what about if there is no meat left in the project? Even if you consider that there is an extra FSI made admissible after the 2034 plan, even after giving that extra FSI, if there is no revenue that would be generated from the project which would be required to complete the unfinished portion, what about that? Secondly, when you operate under Section 7, you have to issue notices to the funding agencies, to the municipal authorities as a planning authority, to the association of LOTs, to the promoters. Now, in any case, the funding agency may not be willing or ready to let go away with their portion of funds that was financed to the project. In certain cases, in fact, I have come across only one such case, in case of Pune, Sadafuli, you might have heard about DSK. Sadafuli, where the funding agency was graceful enough to let go the interest portion of it, which was almost 18 crores. But all funding agencies may not be that generous. So that is one particular point to be taken into consideration. Secondly, whether the developer himself is willing to let go the project. If he signs consent terms and if he is ready to hand over the project to the association of LOTs, and the LOTs, if they wish to bring in another promoter, then probably the things would ease to some extent. But if he doesn't do that, then again it is open to litigation. Even now, let us consider that he has agreed to hand over the project, and the society wants to appoint its own third party, or they want to develop on their own. Now, who would look after the finance portion of that? Who would collect the finances? Who would monitor the project? who shall be the project consultant, who shall appoint the new architect, whether the outgoing architect will give NOC, whether the outgoing civil engineer will readily hand over entire drawings and designs available with him, or whether the entire details of purchases. These are the issues. Secondly, when we take recourse of the Nilkamal judgment, in that judgment, Supreme Court has said that the new developer shall get 8% over and above his cost of construction required to complete the project. Now, whether developers in Mumbai or in cities like Pune, whether they would be willing to work in that 8% margin. And secondly, in my opinion, the issue would start right from the beginning when one has to arrive at a particular amount that would be required to complete the project, because that particular amount would also relatively depend upon the time taken to complete the project. If there is a mismatch between the time promised and the time actually taken, supposing if there is a time delay of 1 year or 2 years, again your economics are going to change. And whether the allottees in such cases, if it is required to shell out some more money from their pocket, whether they are willing to do so. So there are several issues involved in this, and I hope that the alternative suggested by Mr. Prabhu addresses these issues. With this, I think I'll close my opening remarks and we can continue with the session. Thank you.
Sanjay Deshmukh sir has very briefly touched upon each of the issues, but I thought I also need to just explain you. Many times he has referred my name, and that is something we are doing. Yes, he is right. Stall project is a great concern. Self-redevelopment is a great concern. And therefore, under the leadership of Honorable Shri Gautam Chatterjee, we have decided to start Graha Redevelopment Stakeholder Council, bringing all the stakeholders together and creating a digital platform where each of the service providers will be given a space there. And especially I am more concerned with the chartered accountants. Let me put it like this. And Gautam Chatterjee sir is interacting with us, and he was saying that, Mr. Prabhu, I can see and really experience that the law which chartered accountant is really ignoring. I don't know what change has happened. During my term, you did nothing, but as I left my office, you started doing so many things. I said, sir, there is only one person who is responsible for this. He said, who is he? He is none other than Sanjay Deshmukh. Now you won't believe it. Of course, he is an experience, and I will not tell anything lie in his print. He is the one who wrote to the institute saying that conduct regular training program, conduct the leadership program, and wherever you want our presence, we are there. And he came all the way to Hyderabad. He came all the way to, BKC many times, and with his entire team. And every time, whenever I go, of course with the notice period of 2-3 days in advance, he will give me an appointment, and then he also facilitates an appointment with the chairman. And that is the bridge that he has created. We really owe you, sir. But we wanted you to be there in Maharera for some more time to boost our energy. But however, for a better prospects, now he has become a chairman of Maharashtra State Expert Advisory Committee, which is dealing with the environmental issues, appraisal. So he is now the authority himself. He is the chairman. Otherwise, earlier he was required to take the permission of the chairman to come. Now he himself is a chairman. He said, now whenever you want, I am at your disposal. So he has been very kind, and he has been instrument in shaping entire compliances. Whatever compliance that we are talking about is all his creation. What are the creation? Quarterly, which of course I will not touch upon your area, but I thought this is a platform which we are creating, how we are going to help chartered accountant, how we are building a professional practice. Today, Anybody and everybody signs form number 3, anybody and everybody from sign number 5, without knowing the things, and if somebody does something wrong, he gave me an example, I don't know whether you have highlighted, 800 crore rupees is in the books of account. Nothing happened on the site. Construction expense 800 crore.
900.
Sorry, I was discounting. 1% in the ground, 900 crore spent. Neither there is a rent paid, there is no construction. जोबड़ा उधर का उधर है और सीए ने सर्टिफाई किया 900 करोड़ खर्चा हो गया. Of course, that has gone into ED. The people are involved in that has gone ED, and it has taken to the chartered accountant who has involved in it. The question is very simple. Should we get into this type of practice? Can we not create a robust system wherein we as a professional brothers are able to make difference? Let me ask you a small thing. Is this practice available to other than the chartered accountant? Answer is no. Form number 3 and form number 5 registration at the time of that certification of form number 3 and form number 5 audit, annual audit, who can do? Only chartered accountant. Then why we are not taking that? So therefore, the people who want to get in, we are creating a panel through Graha Redevelopment Stakeholder Council so that we are able to empower you, we are able to give a regular training, and the people who are looking for the services, expert services, you are able to get it.
There are about 1700 accounts where more than one project is linked to the same bank account. Now, while certifying Form 3, I believe that CAs must have come to know this fact. Now that a big exercise is going on by issuing notices and segregating the bank accounts. Now what has happened is, in cases where 8 or 10 projects are attached to one single bank account, and there are thousands of entries, because the money is not paid in one single installment. 50,000, 1 lakh, 1 lakh 50,000, 2 lakhs, there are hundreds and thousands of entries. Now how you are going to segregate that? It is going to increase your workload only. So I do not know whether this was pointed out to you or not. But some of you must be aware that there are such instances.
What I am trying to say is, one more thing, which many of you are not aware, but I just thought it's the right platform to explain you. If you look at the RERA Act 2013, when initially it was introduced, each one of you should know this. There was no role for chartered accountant. Absolutely no role. But when you look at 2016 law, there are n number of opportunities from the beginning consultation till closure of the project. A chartered accountant role has been involved. You may wonder how this miracle has happened. I want you to go through that 2013 law. Then you need to go through the representation that I did with my various associations. And I was fortunate enough to interact with the housing minister at that time, Venkaiah Naidu. I was fortunate to interact with the Mishra, the then Secretary Housing, and law officer, none other than Nagendra Goyal, who is a law officer having CA qualification. I could bring, and I was representing the Parliament Committee, and I could bring to the knowledge of that law officer and the entire ministry, sir, the problem with the real estate is nothing except siphoning of the money. Entire lifeline of any business is money. A chartered accountant, a member in the act, authorized under the Act of Parliament, if you can take him as a added, extended arm, I think we can do the difference. And then is how it can be done. We interacted, discussed, debated, and then is how we said, let there be a chartered accountant certifying each of the money that is getting withdrawn. They were saying how it is possible. Then I pointed out them 15 AB and CB, that is for money when we are transporting to outside India. Each money that is going outside India is getting certified. When the government gives a subsidy, allowances, CS certificate is required. Why we cannot adopt this? The idea was accepted, and that is how you got, or we got an opportunity to get a certification. Each money that is getting withdrawn requires CS certificate. 70% of the money. Each quarter that you are filing a return, CA certificate is required. Annual is enough? The answer is no. Then we need another person to, maker and checker should be different. So we got another chartered accountant to do the audit. Then RERA appeal or representation. So enough opportunity has been given by this commercial law. Many of you may not be knowing that this is a commercial law. If this is a commercial law is given such a non-traditional area of practice, and we have to take that onus, and it should not be something like GST where we are allowed to do the audit and later on it was required to be withdrawn. That should not come. Therefore, my earnest request to you is that let us work together and bring this compliance, and 90% of the chartered accountants, rather 90, there are about 47,000 registered projects. I would request Vinay in his answer, or you can just now also tell, what is the area of practice and the money that is involved? There are 47,000 projects which are registered. You can take the mic and say.
Of the professional opportunities.
That's correct.
Yeah, just a small qualification.
Just you take a calculator and start working on mobile.
Start, open your open what is your mobile and the calculator. Fast, or somebody.
Yeah.
Right, what you have is about 44,000, sir. 44,000, and we are in the 7th year of, say 20,000 projects. Okay, 20,000 projects is ongoing and the compliance is happening. I'm sure that quarterly one certificate we should issue, one annual audit certificate we should issue, right? How much you charge for this quarterly update? About?
Let us look at the percentage. 4 quarterly return दोगे आप?
80.
And 1 annual audit?
1 lakh.
4 का 10,000 रुपए पकड़ो, 40,000 रुपए साल का into 20,000 multiply. That money in Maharashtra is available to chartered accountant.
Only chartered accountants.
And then annual audit 25,000 रुपया minimum. It is a recommended fees by the institute, and institute recommends very prescribed fees. 25,000 into 20,000 करो, कितना हो गया? इतना minimum करो, और आप multiply by 3 years or 5 years. In one project, how much money is involved? Why we cannot spend little more time, energy, understanding and implementing? Thank you very much. Yeah.
And thing is, there is no competition here. Very less competition. Okay. So that's the one thing which, and you can provide really a quality service by looking at, you can advise to the builders and the promoters better way for the compliances.
I request none other than Parikshit from Jalgaon. He is a chartered accountant last 20 years practicing. Since RERA has come in, he has got a partnership firm with our other colleagues and doing wonderful in Jalgaon.
Honorable Sanjay Ji Deshmukh sir, Prabhu sir and my panelist. तो फ्रेंड्स, जैसे बात चल रही थी अपनी कि रेरा कंप्लायंसेस हैं, तो अभी आप हाईली गियर्ड अप होंगे कि अपने को कितना रेवेन्यू हो सकता है. तो इसका सेकंड एंगल भी देखो आप कि जैसा रेरा कमर्शियल लॉ है, इट्स अ कमर्शियल लॉ. वी शुड नो, क्योंकि अपने पास हर दिन एक क्लाइंट आते रहता है, वो बोलते रहता है कि कुछ मुझे फ्लैट परचेस करना है मुझे, तो कौन सा परचेस करना चाहिए. बिल्डर्स अपने क्लाइंट्स होते हैं. तो रेरा जो कंप्लायंस है कि ये कंप्लायंस की वजह से अपने को कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट आप रिव्यू कर सकते हो. तो किस तरह से प्रोजेक्ट का कंपैरिजन करना है, क्या क्या रिव्यू करना है, कहाँ पे अपने क्लाइंट्स को गाइड करना है. तो ये जो संजय देशमुख सर ने जो अपडेट्स लाए थे, अगर आप अपडेट्स देखेंगे तो जून 2022 के बाद देयर इज अ ड्रास्टिक चेंज. सो अर्लियर ऑर्डर वाज 2021, बट नेक्स्ट ऑर्डर वाज 33/2022. तो ये ऑर्डर अपने को अच्छे से समझना चाहिए कि क्या क्या कंप्लायंसेस का है. सो बिफोर गोइंग टू एक्चुअल ऑर्डर, some highlighting points for the registration. So basically 9 जून 2023 को एक सर्कुलर आया हुआ है कि रजिस्ट्रेशन कब एप्लीकेबल है. So there is a lot of confusion among the promoters also. तो as a professional we should be aware about the registration requirements. So basic requirement is 500 square meters plot size and 8 units. Earlier there was a change, it considered as it or condition. But with circular number 9 June 2023, both the conditions are compulsory. So if both the conditions are met, then and then only registration is applicable. The second category is about the project which have received the completion certificates. So there are a lot of confusion. If the project is receiving the completion certificate या फिर occupancy certificate, then that project is required to register or not to be registered. So friends, the act is very clear that if these two conditions are met, even though you receive the completion certificate, so you have to register the projects. Coming to the advertisement, so major focus of the RERA is on the advertisement. There are number of penalties levied by the MahaRERA on the non-compliance of the advertisement guidelines. So with effect from the 1st August 23, the QR code is applicable. The all advertisement should have the QR code. Again, we see that there are number of advertisement having the QR code, but if the QR code is not scanning, अगर आप स्कैन करते हो तो प्रॉपरली इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं आती है, तो QR code should be scannable. Then next one is the MahaRERA number should be there and the website address should be there. So all advertisements should comply with these three criteria. Coming to the social medias, there are the Instagram, Facebooks, there are n number of advertising agencies that are doing the advertisement for the real estate project, but you find that there are number of lapses on account of QR code and all this. So as a professional, तो जो अपना एरिया नहीं है, एडवर्टाइजमेंट अपना एरिया नहीं है, बट अगर आप रियल इस्टेट प्रोजेक्ट का कंसल्टेंसी कर रहे हो, रेरा कर रहे हो, तो अवर ड्यूटी स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द एडवर्टाइजमेंट इटसेल्फ. सो इट इज़ अ टाइम, बिकॉज रेरा एक्ट इज़ वेरी न्यू, इट इज़ अवर टाइम टू प्रमोट एंड मेक अवेयर अबाउट द रेरा नॉलेज टू द ऑल द प्रमोटर्स एज वेल एज द अलॉटी. तो जिस तरह से अलॉटी अवेयरनेस बढ़ते जाएगा, उस तरह से कंप्लेंट्स बढ़ने वाली है. सो इन द अपकमिंग एरियाज, अपकमिंग डेज, there is a huge opportunity for the professionals for the RERA Act. Advertising, अगर आप सेक्शन 2 भी देखें तो एडवर्टाइजिंग में सब कुछ चीज़ें कवर है. एनी मीडिया, सो इट मे बी flyers, social media, website, any brochure. So the definition under section 2B is very wide. Each and every area, even अगर आप सोशल मीडिया व्हाट्सएप पे किसी को मैसेज करते हो कि दिस इज अ पर्टिकुलर डिटेल्स ऑफ द पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट्स, that also called as a advertisement. So there is no ambiguity for the advertisement. Each in every media which invite or intention for sale is an advertisement. So there are lot of consequences for advertisement. अगर आपने false advertisement दिया है तो allotee can withdraw from the project. He can also claim for the interest. अगर revocation है तो revocation भी हो सकता है अगर आप continuously false advertisement कर रहे हो. Now coming to the advertisement again. So there are lot of stringent provision for the advertisement. तो अगर आप एडवर्टाइजमेंट देख रहे हो तो अगर एडवर्टाइजमेंट शुड बी वेरी स्पेसिफिक, क्योंकि MahaRERA जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप लिखते हो कि डिस्टेंस अगर आपका 5 मिनट है, आपका जो प्रोजेक्ट है एडवर्टाइजमेंट में लिखा है कि 5 मिनट डिस्टेंस, बट यू आर नॉट मेंशन बाय विच मोड इट इज़ वॉकिंग और नॉट. अगर आपने सी फेसिंग लिखा हुआ है तो कितना दूर है, तो ऑल दीज इश्यूज विल बी अ कॉम्प्लिकेटेड इन द फ्यूचर, क्योंकि जिस तरह से डिवॉल्व हो रहा है तो फ्यूचर में आने वाले कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस है. तो ऑल एडवर्टाइजमेंट शुड बी वेरी स्पेसिफिक. और एज अ प्रोफेशनल नाउ मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ कि एडवर्टाइजिंग अभी एक एडवर्टाइजिंग एजेंसी का काम नहीं रहा, इट इज़ अ वर्क ऑफ अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट टू वेरीफाई द ऑल एडवर्टाइजमेंट फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर रियल एस्टेट प्रोजेक्ट्स. देन रेरा बैंक अकाउंट्स, आई विल जम्प टू द एक्चुअल orders. So earlier order was 28 July 2021, order number 18. There are majorly focus was on a quarterly compliances, but the order is replaced by order number 33 by 2022, dated 5th July. जैसे देशमुख साहब आ गए थे जून में, the ratio was 0.02% of the compliances. Now it grow up to 66%. So they have made a simplification what compliances should be there. And the order number 33 by 2022 is very clear when and which compliances to be done. So overall RERA updates, there are 6 categories of the compliances. So as a professional we should know whether these categories of compliances are done or not done, and if we are doing these compliances, please check it. First one is quarterly update. So QPR is a financial progress of the project on a quarterly basis. तो क्वार्टरली में उन्होंने बताया कि 3 चीज़ें आपको करनी है, वो हो रही नहीं हो रही है. देन सर्टन अपडेट्स आर एट द टाइम ऑफ विड्रॉल फ्रॉम द रेरा बैंक अकाउंट. दीज आर मेनली फॉर्म नंबर 1, फॉर्म नंबर 2 एंड फॉर्म नंबर 3. सर्टन चेंजेस आर अपडेट्स एज एंड व्हेन ऑकर. अगर आपके प्रोजेक्ट में कोई भी चेंजेस हो जाता है तो तभी आपको रेरा प्रोजेक्ट अपडेट करना है MahaRERA के वेब पोर्टल पे. जैसे देशमुख साहब भी बता रहे थे कि फॉर्म नंबर 1, 2, 3 अपलोड कर रहे हैं आप, बट करस्पॉन्डिंग इंफॉर्मेशन टू द प्रोजेक्ट इज नॉट अपडेटेड ऑन द वेब पोर्टल. जैसे आप रजिस्ट्रेशन कर रहे हो तो रजिस्ट्रेशन के टाइम आप काफ़ी कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन अपडेट करते हो, तो इंटेंशन ऑफ MahaRERA इज दैट आप क्वार्टरली बेस पे वो इंफॉर्मेशन अपडेट करिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल जैसे आप एक्चुअल कॉस्ट इंकर लिखते हो, जब आप रजिस्ट्रेशन कर रहे हो एस्टिमेटेड कॉस्ट भी दे रहे हो एक्चुअल कॉस्ट भी दे रहे हो, और वो क्वार्टरली बेसिस पे या फिर फॉर्म नंबर 3 जब मिल रहा है आपको वो अपडेट करना है. देन एनुअल अपडेट, ईयरली अपडेट कौन से करने हैं? सर्टन अपडेट्स आर ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ कंप्लीशन ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट, एंड लास्ट वन इज आफ्टर कंप्लीशन. सो कमिंग टू द फर्स्ट कैटेगरी, क्वार्टरली अपडेट क्या क्या करने हैं? द फर्स्ट वन इज बिल्डिंग प्लान अप्रूवल. तो इस क्वार्टर में कोई भी अगर बिल्डिंग प्लान में अगर आपके चेंजेस आ रहे हैं तो वो आपको अपडेट करना है महारेरा के वेब पोर्टल पे. सिमिलरली फिजिकल प्रोग्रेस ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट, इस पॉइंट पे मैं सेकंड शीट पे बताऊंगा आपको किस तरह से करना है. देन प्रेजेंट स्टेटस ऑफ द बुकिंग ऑफ द अपार्टमेंट्स, इस क्वार्टर में कौन कौन से अपार्टमेंट आपके सेल हुए हैं और कौन से पेंडिंग है. सिमिलर फॉर द गैरेजेस. और अगर पूरे क्वार्टर में अगर कोई भी विड्रॉवल नहीं किया आपने रेरा अकाउंट से तो आपको देना है सेल्फ सर्टिफिकेशन ऑफ द प्रमोटर, और सेल्फ सर्टिफिकेशन में आपको देना है उस रेरा बैंक अकाउंट में कितना डिपॉजिट किया है. द लास्ट कंडीशन इज एप्लीकेबल ओनली व्हेन देयर इज नो विड्रॉवल. नाउ स्टेटस ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट, फिजिकल प्रोग्रेस ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट, ये काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है. यहाँ पे अभी भी काफ़ी प्रोजेक्ट्स अपडेट नहीं हो रहे हैं, even though professionals are submitting the form number 1, 2, 3, but this particular information is not updated because we have to go inside and update this information. The first one is status of the apartment in building information. So registration जैसे करते हो आप तो उसमें अलग अलग सेगमेंट आते हैं, उसमें एक बिल्डिंग सेक्शन होता है, उस सेक्शन में जाके आपको अपडेट करना है कि इस क्वार्टर में कौन सा फ्लैट बेचा हुआ है, कौन सा नहीं बेचा हुआ है. सेकंड वन इज कॉमन एरिया एंड फैसिलिटी शुड मैच विद द फॉर्म नंबर 1. फॉर्म नंबर 1 इज फॉर द आर्किटेक्ट, तो कॉमन एरिया कितना डेवलप हुआ है, कितने परसेंटेज में हुआ है वो करना है आपको. सेकंड वन इज एक्टिविटी परसेंटेज, तो रजिस्ट्रेशन के टाइम आपको देना है एक्सेवेशन कितना हुआ है, प्लिंथ लेवल कितना हुआ है, परसेंटेज टर्म में मेंशन करना है. तो ये इंफॉर्मेशन आपको क्वार्टरली अपडेट करना है. दैट शुड मैच विद द फॉर्म नंबर 1. फॉर्म नंबर 1 इज अ आर्किटेक्ट सर्टिफाई करता है कि प्रोजेक्ट परसेंटेज टर्म में कितना कंप्लीट हो रहा है. देन अपडेट द कॉस्ट डिटेल्स. There are two types of cost. One is estimated and second one is actual cost. Estimated cost cannot be changed on a quarter basis. अगर आपको estimation में कोई भी change करना है तो आपको correction model के through करना है file. So correction model once it is approved by the Maharera authority, then and then only you can change in your form number 3. But you can update the actual cost as per form number 3. So again estimated and actual cost has to be updated as and when form number 3 is received या quarterly. So these are the compliances for the quarterly updates. Second category of the compliances are forms. Form number 1, 2, 3. Form number 1 is for the architect certificate. Form number 2 is for the engineer and form number 3 is CS certificates. So all these certificates has to be submitted at the time of withdrawal of the money from the RERA account. So अगर आपको रेरा बैंक अकाउंट में से कभी भी पैसा निकालना है तो आपको ये तीनों फॉर्म सबमिट करने हैं. These 3 forms has to be submitted to the bank as well as to the Maharera web portal. Then as a cause of action आपको क्वार्टरली आपको फिजिकल प्रोग्रेस अपडेट करना है. तो अगर क्वार्टर में अगर आपने फॉर्म नंबर 1, 2, 3 नहीं लिए है तो आप क्वार्टरली भी अपडेट कर सकते हो, बिकॉज वी हैव टू अपडेट द फिजिकल प्रोग्रेस ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट ऑन अ क्वार्टरली बेसिस. कमिंग टू द फॉर्म नंबर 3, so friends, form number 3 is, and form number 3 and form number 5, 2 forms are to be certified by chartered accountants. So before certifying the form number 3 and 5, we should be very cautious. We should have the detailed knowledge about the RERA Act and the circulars. The speed of circulars order is very fast, so we should be updated because recently there is an amendment for the banking. So operation and maintenance of the bank account, June 2024, there is a detailed guideline. So we should go through this because we need to update to the our promoters that there is a change in mechanism of the bank. So in this order, 3 accounts has to be open. One is master collection account, second one is a separate RERA account, and third one was transaction account. So detailed guideline is available. Earlier to this circular, there is only a guideline for 70% RERA account has to be maintained. But now Maharera has come up with the order that this is a specified procedure you need to follow. So henceforward from the 1st July, 3 accounts has to be maintained. One is collection account, second one is a separate RERA account, and the third one is transaction account. Coming to the form number 3, first one is estimated cost. Land cost is valued at ASR rates, annual statement of the rates. This value come from the Bombay Stamp Act. Then actual cost. Third one is statement of the receivables and of the real estate project. In this, important factor is we have to mention the sold inventory and unsold inventory. Unsold inventory is valued at ASR rate, ready reckoner rate, and to the carpet area. So we have to give the reconciliation that whatever we have made the sale proceed, how much is receivable, plus whatever is the unsold stock, what is their ready reckoner rate valuation. And then designated bank account, opening balance कितना था, डिपॉजिट कितना हुआ है, विड्रॉवल कितना हुआ है, और बैलेंस कितना है. एंड द लास्ट वन इज मीन्स ऑफ फाइनेंस, कि ये जो प्रोजेक्ट आप फंड कर रहे हो उसके लिए पैसा कहाँ से लाया है, खुद का पैसा कितना है, अलॉटी से कितना मिला हुआ है, एंड लोन कितना लिया हुआ है. कमिंग टू द न्यू गाइडलाइंस ऑफ द बैंकिंग अकाउंट. नाउ अगर आप प्रोजेक्ट के लिए सिक्योर्ड लोन या अनसिक्योर्ड लोन ले रहे हो आप, दैट हैज़ टू बी टेकन इन द रेरा 70% अकाउंट. अर्लियर देर वॉज नॉट स्पेसिफिक गाइडलाइंस, but now it is a specific guideline that the amount has to be taken in a 70% account. So अगर आपने कोई प्रोजेक्ट पे लोन लिया है, secured loan as well as unsecured finance, both the words are included in the project, तो अगर वो आपको अमाउंट लेना है 70% अकाउंट में, once you say it is a 70% account, the withdrawal will be as per form number 1, 2, 3. And the last one, table G. अगर this is the certificate, this is a form number 3 certificate. So if you want to make any comment कि on which basis you are issuing the form 3, that has to be mentioned. Most of the time there is no comment in this particular section, but I will request everyone, being a professional, whatever you are doing the professional judgment on which basis you are issuing the form 3, you should mention table number G. Then regular updates. First update was quarterly, second one was as and when, form number 1, 2, 3. Third one is regular updates. Regular updates का मतलब है जब भी आपके प्रोजेक्ट में कोई भी चेंज होता है तब आपको वो अपडेट करना है. फर्स्ट वन इज चार्ज. अगर आपका प्रोजेक्ट जब रजिस्टर्ड हुआ था तब चार्ज नहीं था, उस पर कोई लोन नहीं था. उसके बाद अगर आपने लोन लिया हुआ है प्रोजेक्ट में तो आपको इमीडिएटली चार्ज आपको नोट करना है और अपडेटेड सरसाई रिपोर्ट, सरसाई में जाके पब्लिक सर्च करके वो रिपोर्ट अपलोड करना है. देन सेकंड इज प्रोफेशनल चेंज. मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम दिस पर्टिकुलर कॉलम्स आर नॉट फिल्ड और नॉट चेंज. तो आपके प्रोजेक्ट में अगर कोई भी प्रोफेशनल इन्वॉल्व है, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, आर्किटेक्ट, इंजीनियर, ब्रोकर्स, रियल एस्टेट एजेंट्स एंड कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स, तो यू नीड टू अपडेट ऑन अ वेबसाइट. अगेन क्वेश्चन फॉर द रियल एस्टेट. अगर कोई भी रियल एस्टेट एजेंट अगर रेरा रजिस्टर प्रोजेक्ट का अगर वो कर रहा है तो ही शुड बी रजिस्टर्ड वन. अगेन एंड द नेम ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर ब्रोकर शुड बी अपडेटेड ऑन अवर वेब पोर्टल. थर्ड वन इज फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द लीगल एंटिटी. तो जैसे आप एसोसिएशन बना रहे हो, 51% अलॉटी अगर आपकी बुक हो गए तो आपको एसोसिएशन बनानी है. जब भी आप वो एसोसिएशन बना रहे हो उसका डिटेल्स यहाँ पे अपडेट करना है आपको. अगर 51% अगर बुकिंग नहीं है आपका तो कंप्लीशन के बाद 3 महीने के अंदर आपको यहाँ पे अपडेट करना है. द लास्ट वन इज लिटिगेशन डिटेल्स. प्रोजेक्ट में अगर लिटिगेशन आई है कुछ भी तो वो भी आपको अपडेट करना है. ये सब चेंजेस के लिए टाइमिंग प्रिस्क्राइब नहीं है. आपके प्रोजेक्ट में जब भी चेंज होगा आपको अपडेट करना है. देन कमिंग टू द एनुअल अपडेट्स, as the name suggests, it should be done on a yearly basis. First one is form number 2A. This is a quality certificate, whether the construction is as per the quality, and that certificate is to be issued by engineer. It may be by site supervisor who is an engineer. The due date is 30th June. Form number 5 is a yearly audit format. It should be signed by a chartered accountant. Again, there is a glitch here that form number 3 and form number 5 both cannot be certified by a same auditor. There are n number of notices has been issued. So please cautious. अगर उस पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट में कहीं पे भी उस सीए ने फॉर्म नंबर 3 इशू किया है तो ही कैनॉट इशू द फॉर्म नंबर 5. इट इज़ नॉट फॉर ईयरली कंडीशन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, द प्रोजेक्ट इज रनिंग फ्रॉम 2017 और अभी 2024 में प्रोजेक्ट अगर शुरू है तो इस पीरियड में अगर आपने कोई फॉर्म नंबर 3 साइन किया है तो वो आप साइन नहीं कर सकते हो फॉर्म नंबर 5. फॉर्म नंबर 5 इज इट ऑडिट और सर्टिफिकेशन. हम सब बात करते हैं फॉर्म नंबर 5 इज अ ऑडिट, but it's a certificates. So certificate is actual facts. We cannot form an opinion. The simple certificate का format काफ़ी simple है, but whenever we go for working, it's a very difficult one. Format simple है, कहता है कि जो अलॉटी का पैसा आया है उसका 70% रेरा अकाउंट में कलेक्ट हुआ है नहीं हुआ है. सेकंड वन, जो भी विड्रॉल हुआ है फॉर्म नंबर 1, 2, 3 के हिसाब से विड्रॉल हुआ है नहीं हुआ है. अगर नहीं हुआ है तो आपको देना है कि कौन कौन से डेट पे वायलेशन है. the format is simple, but there are various practical challenges for this form number 5 because the books of account of the promoter is on all projects together. Promoter के लिए एक books of account होती है. सर ने भी example दिया था बैंक account का. But we are certifying this particular form number 5 is on the basis of project wise. So form number 5 is project wise and the books of account of the promoter is on all projects together. Then audit of a RERA designated bank account. तो ये जो फॉर्म नंबर 5 है यहाँ पे आपको रेरा डेजिग्नेटेड बैंक अकाउंट चेक करना है. इट्स अ प्रोजेक्ट वाइज. टाइम पीरियड टू कंप्लीट ऑडिट इज 30 सितंबर. देर आर वेरियस प्रैक्टिकल इश्यूज कि हमारा टैक्स ऑडिट 30 सितंबर को फाइनल होता है, तो रेरा ऑडिट कब करना चाहिए. सो देर इज दिस लिमिट ऑफ 30 सितंबर इज एज पर एक्ट. सो वी हैव टू कंप्लीट द ऑडिट बाय 30 सितंबर. देन कमिंग टू द फॉर्म 4, it's a fifth category of the compliances. Form number 4, it has to be on the basis of completion of the project. जब भी आपको completion certificate या occupancy certificate received from the municipal corporation, then and then only you can submit this form number 4. Form number 4 is certified by an architect, but a very important issue is that it is not specifying that only it can be on the basis of completion certificate. The major condition in the form number 4 is that all the amenities, common facilities which was given in the agreement to sell, the project is complete in respect of all compliances. Then and then only form number 4 can be issued. So there is a very practical issues. Most of the projects, whenever they receive CC or OC, they submit form number 4. They never check that as per agreement to sell, which is registered, all amenities has been issued or not issued. So please take care of this. And the last one is compliances after the completion of the project. First one is within 3 months of the occupancy, तो आपको conveyance deed करना है in the favor of association of the allottee within 3 months of the OC or CC, and you have to submit the disclosure signed by the promoter and association of allottee. So these 2 compliances are after the completion of the projects. So overall, if we analyze the order number 33, there are 6 categories of compliances. All compliances has to be done by the professionals. Then agreement for, so the last one is order number 45 by 2023. The Maharera order, it says that you have to form the allottee grievance cell at the promoter. So each promoter has to form allottee grievance cell, and the responsible officer's name, phone number has to be given on the Maharera web portal. Along with this information has to be updated on the Maharera portal. Then whatever complaint received during the year and how much complaints are resolved, that information also has to be uploaded on the Maharera web portal. So friends, thank you so much.
Now, is there any onus on chartered accountant to do it? If you ask me, yes. Are we not supposed to empower the institution which is allowing us, giving us such a big opportunity? Are we not supposed to guide the promoter? Sir, ये order है, इसका compliance करो. ये order है, इसका compliance करो. Whether we are proactively communicating to them, are we compelling to do that? So therefore, my request is that today after this session, of course, you will get lot of other inputs later on, but takeaway should be, after this 2 days residential program, I want you to be proactively involved in the compliances part, which we are very much involved, and it can build your profession. How was the presentation, by the way? Can you believe this? Why this was possible? Because of your feedback. If you had not given me the feedback that we want to have a presentation, I would not have been able to do. And that is how these people are well prepared. So therefore, your each feedback in the group and each sentence that you speak to me makes lot of difference. And therefore, in the second session onwards, we had a presentation, at least one presentation, though it was not part of our original curriculum that we designed. Now over to Sachin. He is one of the stalwarts. More than 500 projects he has registered. So therefore, Sachin is very aggressive. ये तो इतना recommendation कर रहा है, हमको सोने को ही नहीं देता है. सर अभी आप बताइए, CA लोगों को क्या करना चाहिए, compliance किस तरह से हो सकता है, and they are finding that promoter information नहीं देता है और पूरा blame CA के ऊपर आता है. What should we do?
So basically, अभी तक जितने भी discussion हो, everyone is saying that CA's role comes with Form 3 and Form 5, but I have different opinion about it. CA's role start very well when promoter thinks about starting the project. So it's pre-registration consultancies where a CA can help him, like how to define the phases, how in which phases and how many phases he should register the project. So what's the market survey, considering the sales response, sales planning he's having, the finance he's having, and if the project is having 13, 14, 15 buildings, registering all the buildings into one go, or whether to register into into a phases of 3 building, or whether into one phase. So the role of chartered accountant start with the pre-registration consultancy. And the last slide which Parikshit Bhai has covered is a allotee grievance cell. Till the time, even the Maharera, the circular which Maharera has issued about the grievance sale is a recommendatory. But the cross-reference of that circular is that if you are having allotee grievance sale, that will help you to increase your rating. So even we as a chartered accountant firm, we can act like a allotee grievance cell for a promoter. So what we can have, like if any allotee is having any grievance, a promoter can fix as a allotee grievance, he can mark as a allotee grievance cell, and allotee can reach us. So till the time, see the level of services we can provide to a promoter. So there are a number of opportunities available. Like just don't think about giving Form 3 and Form 5. It's like it's just not Form 3 and Form 5. There are a number of services which you can provide to the promoter, like litigations, handling the complaints. Even chartered accountants are authorized to appear before the authorities. So we can handle the litigations thing also. So it's not just Form 3 and Form 5 where a CA can do the practice. There's a vast area available for the chartered accountant to work in RERA. So
yeah, thank you. We have with us Parag Shah, and you will be happy to know that whenever I was not knowing him, but he conducted a big conference of real estate, National Association of Realtors, which is a SRO now. He messaged me, sir, I am a RERA consultant. I want you to be this. Then I came to know that this person is also doing. So a lot of connections have happened, and he is conducting a lot of seminars, conferences, and again, spreading the knowledge of RERA. So I like everybody who becomes an ambassador of RERA. So therefore, I said, you need to be here. He was abroad. I said, no, be here. Today, tomorrow he is not there, but today he is there. Parag, tell me, what are the challenges as a chartered accountant we face in the compliance? Can you highlight? So what made you to be in this line?
So it's a completely, so as soon as I passed my CA and RERA was implemented, so it was a blessing in disguise. So I just entered into RERA, and since then I am into RERA only. So majority of the challenges that is faced by the chartered accountant, one of the major and the most important challenge is that negligence from the side of the promoters. So what happens is that many a times, even after several follow-ups and number of reminders, there is no follow-up, there is no response from the promoters. So for that, there needs to be a different kind of a strategy. We need to keep meeting them personally. So when there is a personal meeting, it happens. Secondly, they only rise up when there is, as जैसे संजय सर का नोटिस जाता है, वैसे वो लोग आ जाते हैं कि सर अभी हमको इसमें से बचाओ, इसमें से पेनल्टी मत लगाओ, but they don't realize when we follow up. So that is one of the important challenge that we face. Second, as everyone knows that RERA is a baby right now. It is evolving like SEBI. So SEBI is also a regulator and RERA is also a regulator. So there are lot of ambiguities, lot of gray areas where there is no clarification. So those are certain areas. Just for an example, if I tell you the redevelopment part, which is prevalent in Mumbai, but not prevalent in other parts of the Maharashtra, or you can say all of the India. It is majorly a part in Mumbai. So the law is framed in such a way that redevelopment component is not being taken in care of. So such kind of issues are prevalent because of ambiguities, gray areas. So those challenges are always there, but yes, our role comes into the picture when there are challenges. If there are challenges which is faced by the promoter, then definitely they will come approach us and let us know that this is the problem, how we should resolve this. So that is where we play an important role. And one more point I would like to add to Sachin ji is that grievance cell में जैसे उन्होंने बताया, we can have a important role as we can also be a mediator, or we can also play a role of a grievance committee for the developer. There is a course by ICAI I have not done. There is a mediation course which I am going to do. So that course will itself will make us empowered to facilitate such kind of issues, and we'll be able to recognize and sort out those issues very tactfully.
Thank you. Now, let us understand from a very young chartered accountant. Of course, he is my son, and he was working with GT for 1 year. He did internal audit and other things. So, can you express yourself about it?
Hello everyone. So like sir mentioned, like this is the kind of residential program which was there, but it was over the 4 days residential program. So in that, now due to shortage of time, we cannot discuss much more in depth. So you can imagine just RERA Act, we are covering over 4 days. So there were a lot more sections and lot more in-depth discussions happening, not just related to Maharashtra, but all across India. Every expert had come and they were giving the insights. And of course there are authorities also, wherein we were discussing.
I'll just tell you, his life transformed. Now you may say how it is transformed. उसके पहले बोलता था मैं इंटरनल ऑडिट ही करूँगा, मैं प्रोफेशनल प्रैक्टिस ही करूँगा. आफ्टर दिस रेरा 4 days ही केम, डैडी नथिंग डूइंग, मैं रेरा में ही कॉन्सेंट्रेट करूँगा. नाउ आई अंडरस्टैंड द पावर ऑफ रेरा. इट इज गोइंग टू बी मच मोर and much worse than the SEBI. You may not be aware, SEBI in the year 1992 when it came, it was, nobody realized that SEBI can put a person like Subroda Rai behind the bar. A regulator can do what wonders. And how today on mobile we can do such a transaction. Okay, that power is going to be with RERA. Of course, Sanjay Deshmukh ji is no more attached to RERA in the last 8 days back. He has left. But let me tell you, they are now integrating all BMC. BMC means Municipal Corporation, Approving Authority, integrating with RERA. Now what happens? Planning and your RERA. Secondly, the talk and discussion is going on, which of course he should have addressed, but he can watch for me. Now every agreement for sale which is going to be registered, unless until it is registered with RERA with the tab that ये building इसमें 10 फ्लैट है, the moment उधर जाके पहला RERA जो agreement register होने वाला है, IGR का ऑफिस, सब रजिस्टर ऑफिस, he will go to RERA website, pick up the flat and then he will register the agreement. If it is already sold, then he will not be able to do. That means now each of the agreement that is going to be happening will be integrated. The land records are getting digitalized. And the land records are going to be digitalized and integrated with RERA, which means going forward, RERA is going to be the base, and based on that, all the other authorities are going to get amalgamated. Now, you may be aware, Sanjay Deshmukh ji has also done one more thing, under the leadership, of course, Ajay Mehta ji, that NCLT, the project which are gone to NCLT, so those are interconnected and displayed. Similarly, case laws which are litigations, they are integrated. So therefore, lot of integration to the land records, lot of integration toward the development, lot of integration with the transactions. Everything is going to happen with RERA. And how many of you are aware, I don't know, but let me tell you, income tax department is going to the income tax RERA website and doing the assessment of the builder. GST commissioners are doing the assessment. Chetan, you are laughing. Am I saying true or wrong?
Sir, we have many cases in Nasik wherein the preventive wing from the CGST department, the superintendents were having the entire information with them before they go on for the search at certain particular premises, and the entire things were there. One practical case which happened in my client only. the revenue sharing agreement, that particular tab was selected for the RERA registration. The authorities from the CGST department came for the search. On that ground, because revenue sharing agreement is having the taxation liabilities on the date of revenue agreement itself. However, that project was actually area sharing, but because of that they came for the search. So even my partner Sanket is there, who was the panelist in the earlier session. We have seen many cases where the RERA data is with all the things they are coming up, and entire data they are collecting from RERA website, and they are forming certain opinions, and then they are coming for search, etc. for
Exactly.
the
It is happening with the income tax department, it is happening with the GST department. So therefore, don't ever say that I am only doing income tax and GST, I am nothing to do with RERA. So therefore, RERA is a commercial law, as many of the faculties, in fact, Parikshit also has said. So therefore, it is very important. Vinay, you have been since beginning, you are 2016, 15 onwards, you are in RERA practice. Believe me, I am into RERA practice from 1987. Now you may say what? Real estate law, real estate, whether it is a Maharashtra Ownership Flat Act, Apartment Act, Cooperative Societies Act, bringing people together, forming a housing society. I am from there, I am there. But tell me, Vinay, what made you to take up this line of action? And secondly, since 2017, okay, how you came across me and other people, and what are the initiatives that Institute has taken up in the last 3 years since we came together? What are the changes that has happened? What are the activities that has happened? If you can share, that also will enlighten our participants. Yeah.
Okay, very good evening again. As you are all aware that the 2017 is the act effective from 2017 across India, and the recent including to the Jammu and Kashmir after the section 370 ka. So with this, it's a mandatory law across India, and the present status is all the states except northeastern state has not implemented. Otherwise all the states are implemented, and it's a mandatory. And the central government is not giving sanctioning of the PMAY, their share of the grant to the state government unless it's a RERA registered. And imagine that the central government insisting the project for a RERA. So with this, there is no other option other than for this industry to come under the regulatory mode. Most of us think that RERA is a registration authority. It is not a registration authority, it's a regulatory authority. Entire thing, as Ramesh Prabhu sir has mentioned, SEBI controls entire investment. RERA has a power to control every real estate transaction. That is the power of the RERA. Probably we are just about 6-7 years of which you remove the 2.5 years of COVID, about 4.5 years. Pre-COVID is more of a implementation, post-COVID is more of a following and regulation. As Sanjay Deshmukh sir mentioned that in terms of the implementation of 0.2% to 66%. It's a great achievement in terms of that. Many of course, Gujarat is achieved about 90% plus because from the day one they are monitoring it. Apart from all other states has a lesser percentage in terms of the compliances for the various reasons. One is this industry itself is like influenced by the vested interested people. Second, in my opinion, this is headed by most of the RERA chairmen are headed by the retired IAS officer, IPS officers. Probably that could be the one more reason in terms of not implementing in a real sense of the objective, sir. So third, in terms of the more actions has taken from the most of the RERA authorities post-COVID. I can see that various circulars, notifications and regulations are implementing because of the industry which is going in rampant in terms of their way they're transacting. Fourth is in terms of unless this regulatory body exists, we cannot get the FDI in India. So everybody felt it, post-RERA the industry may suffer. Actually industry has grown 3 times. If you go back and see that what are the prices of the real estate in the past 7 years post-RERA, is it grown or degrown? How much? Huge, right?
So therefore, now the question is, Sir Deshmukh sir, team number 3, where is the team? Yeah, you one by one you can put the questions to Deshmukh sir. जो भी सवाल है.
I am CA Shailesh Salvi.
Shalvi. Yeah, he's a captain of
captain of
Session 3.
Session 3, listening to all the panelists, including Sanjay Deshmukh sir, and this. Whatever the questions that we had drafted, I think most of them have already been
Answered.
But still, there is one peculiar query which my colleague she's had.
Kavita Jain.
Kavita Jain.
CA Kavita Jain. You are from Kandivali.
Rank group. Andheri. Rank
Andheri.
group.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hello, sir. So, as mentioned earlier, Form 5 is one Form 5 for the entire project. Okay, so Form 3, as per my understanding, I may be wrong, please correct me. Form 3 is again one Form 3 for the project. So, the landowner, developer, everybody's Form 3 is one only. But now when we have a new regulation, order number 56, which says that there has to be different bank accounts for the developer, for the landowner, for everybody. So withdrawal, in terms of withdrawal, how will the landowner withdraw his funds and how will his amount be calculated?
Actually, this has been issued after I left Maharera, so I really do not have much information on this, but I can get you back. If you could give me your email address or telephone number, I can get you back.
I'll tell you the secret. When he was there, and
Actually, I was not for this.
when he was there, he had one point in his mind. Because he was a regulator and he was complying, looking after the compliance. Mr. Prabhu, I said, sir, let जितना promoter उतना बैंक अकाउंट होने दो, आपको क्या प्रॉब्लम है? बोलता है, I am a regulator, I want to regulate. आप 50 लैंड ओनर है, 50 बैंक अकाउंट करोगे, 50 बैंक अकाउंट में मॉनिटर करूंगा, तो where the project will go? One project, one RERA account. Internally, whatever arrangement you want to do, you do. That was his view.
Idea is, if the partners do not have confidence in them, why should RERA be bothered? Because Act says there shall be only one bank account. So there is one bank account. Now, how to derive money out of that and get it apportioned amongst the partners, it is your business.
Anyhow, as I think somebody said that this lobby, promoters lobby, there are some promoters without any, this one, SRO are so strong, they could impress upon the RERA chairman to issue this guideline after Sanjay Deshmukh ji left.
No, it has nothing to do with my leaving Maharera.
So nothing to do with that. But of course, they could prevail upon Maharera to get different bank accounts for this. Of course, as a guideline, Ajay Deshmukh, Ajay Mehta sir, we met with Ankit Rathi. We had given some representation, and he said, please come out with the detailed guideline based on our this one. And he said, we will also help you, and shortly you will be seeing within 1 month, and I need some volunteers from this group. So yes, very good. So you can put your names. Around 15-20 volunteers are required, study group. Aniket Rathi as well as Maharera has told us that we should come out with a guideline for operation of bank account, how it will happen, how form number 3-5 will be done. So we won't like to have that. Sir, second question. Anybody? Yeah, please. You can introduce yourself.
While registering the project, CA has to give estimated cost also. So how CA are empowered to give estimated cost? We are certifying that also in Form 3.
No, certified, actually the cost is on the BOQs and the rate attached to that, plus the land cost. That is arrived by the promoter himself.
No, but why CA certificate was needed when initially at the time of registration?
You can take help of the engineer, you can take help of architect, you can take help of RR rates.
Now, at the end of the day, you can always say that, qualify in the observation, I have not certified the estimated cost. The incurred column is the item which I have verified and I am certifying. You put a disclaimer there that serves the purpose. And for the estimated, the promoter countersigns your form number 3. Yeah. Chetan, you have a question? Yeah.
In addition to that, sir, SA 602, Standard on Auditing, okay, which really says relying on the expert opinion. The engineer has given the BOQ and the quantity. Based on that, we can.
Yes, exact. Sir, just to add, sir, what Vinay has referred, SA 602 has some reference where institute has given a guidelines.
That's correct.
If we are certifying something on estimated basis, not only for Form 3, even
Correct.
for a project report or somewhere like
Correct.
that. But if you have a sufficient material with you where you can believe on some other's opinion,
That's
or
correct.
where you have a sufficient documentation with it, like in our case, engineer certificate is with us, definitely you can very well certify.
Yeah. And you can always say that it's a estimation based on the engineer certificate, and I do not certify the amount. Have any questions?
Yeah, I have.
Deshmukh sir.
I have two questions, sir. This is regarding dispute resolution. What are the number of cases pending before the RERA? Okay. The number of benches available in Maharashtra and Mumbai to resolve such disputes, and the average time taken to resolve such disputes under RERA.
Benches are 54.
There is a conciliation bench.
Conciliation benches. In most of the cases, I would say rather about 90-95% cases, the time limit is 60 days.
Okay.
There may be few cases where the parties have arrived to a certain consensus, but to reduce it to writing, taking time.
Okay.
So in that cases, it may exceed to 60 days to 90 days.
That is about conciliation, but otherwise, in the regular bench, sir.
Our rate of successful conciliation is 34%.
Yeah. But then regular bench mein, there are 8,000 cases pending, and it takes about 1.5 years to 2 years.
Okay.
About the regular complaint with the authority. But conciliation, yes, within 2 months to 3 months, as per the directions, it is happening.
Okay, one more question. Where the developer has first constructed the building, he has allowed the tenants and purchasers to occupy the flats. The project has not been registered, but the occupancy certificate is not given. So therefore, it is a continuing offense. Okay. So can the builder be prosecuted under RERA?
He can always be prosecuted under RERA, but somebody has to file the case.
Yes, for sure.
For sure.
Without it cannot be suo motu.
Yes. If he has not registered the project, we take it as a source registration, source complaint.
The project has started.
If he has not registered the project, we take it as a source complaint.
The only issue I would want to highlight here, the project had started or probably even completed before RERA came in.
The RERA Act clearly says that any project which is completed before the commencement of the Act and has got OC for that, it is not covered under RERA. All completed projects having completion certificate.
So it is still ongoing.
If OC is not there, the project is ongoing.
Yes, thank you.
It has been upheld by the Supreme Court. Honorable Supreme Court has upheld in the case of New Tech promoters and developers versus UP RERA.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, any questions to Deshmukh sir? Otherwise, we want to relieve him.
Sir, one more question. If promoters have received part OC for the project, let's say 30 units out of total 50 units, he needs to take consent of those 30 units allottees for the extension.
50% consent is necessary for extension. However, if for some reason he is not able to get 50% consent, he can still come to MahaRERA with a reasoning. And MahaRERA, after having issued notices to both the parties and give them an opportunity of hearing, may pass an order accordingly, depending on the merits of case.
Okay. But here, possession is given and OC also received.
Project is incomplete. You said part OC. Part OC is incomplete project.
Okay.
We do not recognize part OC.
Sir, there was a question which came, one plot, one registration. Then what will happen to phase-wise registration?
No, not one building, one registration.
Okay.
The plot size may be very large. So there can be multiple building and multiple phases and multiple RERA numbers.
Okay.
Order says one land, one registration, But later on, Maharera has not come up with the updated order, but they are allowing us to register one building under one registration. They are not just forcing us to follow that particular order in complete way. They are asking you go register one building as a one phase. Splitting the building into multiple phases is they are not allowing right
That's
now.
correct. That's correct.
But if we plain reading of the Maharera rule says, definition of real estate project says, in case of multi-story building, defined number of floor can be called as a real estate project.
Barabar.
So by plain reading of Maharera rules, it's like if we want to split the 10-story building into 10 registration, you can do as per the plain reading of the.
I think that has been stopped by way of an order.
Yeah.
Recently.
So one request question has come to our team.
Yeah.
If part OC received for all project, but the phase registered with RERA is completed in all respect and possession is already given, then can we consider the project completed, and what is the process to get it completed from RERA aspect?
How can you say the project is complete when all OCs are part? One RERA number or multiple RERA numbers?
Sir, only one RERA number. So it is a redevelopment project.
If only one RERA number for multiple buildings and part OC is received, it is incomplete.
No, sir, but the part
we do not consider part OC.
Then, sir, it will continue as
Yes.
under RERA.
RERA does not recognize part OC.
But sir, recently I visited RERA and they suggested me to apply with proper your case and apply form 4 and foreclosure of the project. We will consider it. Somebody suggested me to do so.
Who suggested?
Sir, Naredko, some lawyer, Naredko lawyer.
So Naredko lawyer is not Maharera.
No, not sir, but Maharera person suggested me to consider this
I think
query from him.
your question is half, I think. So in case of your project, there might be situation which I can visualize is, there are multiple buildings,
yes,
and you have applied for the registration of the part of the project.
Correct.
Part of the project is yet to register.
Correct.
This might be the situation.
Yes.
In case your part of the project is yet to register and the part of project is registered and the registered part is completed in all aspect and the other part is yet to register, yet to complete, in that case, that particular part which is registered can be considered as a completed project.
Okay, and
This
what,
is right.
like how RERA will consider is as completed and what we can get from RERA?
So if you see the declaration and the circular which RERA has issued about the non-negotiable clauses, there is a one clause of conveyance. So what RERA is stating, like if it's a layout project, layout having multiple buildings, so how this non-negotiable clause work, if your project, if in case of multi-building layout, a part layout which has got the OC, in that case you have to convey the structure of the building excluding ground floor and the parking to the association of allotee within 1 month from the receipt of the OC. So your conveyance deed which is having conveyance of the structure will suffice the purpose, and along with that form 4 and the occupancy certificate of that, along with, if required, if authorities are not able to understand it, upload along with the declaration. So these 4 documents will suffice the purpose, and then in that case authorities will get to know about how you are registered, how OC has come, and your conveyance date, that will suffice the purpose and your project will be treated as complete.
Your question is how RERA will communicate to you. They send a mail now. They are sending an email saying that your form number 4 of project completion is accepted.
So there is a process of form 4. If you upload form 1, 2 or any other declaration of sold unsold, it will directly be visible to the third person. So if you upload form 1 from a portal and log out and just search the registered project and see your form 1 will be visible. But in case of form 4, what process authorities are following is, once you upload form 4, they verify whether it's form 4, if they scrutinize the form 4, and if they are convinced with that, they accept the form 4, and then only this form 4 will be visible to the third people.
Yes, otherwise they will delete.
If they are having query, they'll revert you on email that these are the queries, they want the explanation, you revert those email, and if they are satisfied with that, your reply, that project will be, they'll accept form 4 and then your project will be treated as completed project.
Thank you for the answer.
Okay, last question he wants. Yeah.
Sir, this is in case of the withdrawal of the land cost. If you see the form 3 or whatever be the withdrawal certificate, most of the states except Karnataka and probably Gujarat restricts the land cost also to be withdrawn proportionate to the construction. Because we have come across a case on a day when the landowner has sold all his inventory at a discounted rate. and 3 months later JDA got cancelled. So he has withdrawn the money on the land, whatever be the sold. Subsequently, in case of a joint development agreement cancellation, the people who have paid to the landowner at the they're in a position of not able to recoup it. So, say an example, if the land cost is 100 crores withdrawn on the day one with the 2% of the construction. So, any thought on this? Because I was asking this to the
Yes,
various.
Maharera is seriously considering this issue, and maybe in a very short while from now, they might come out with a circular or an order.
Sir, last request from on behalf of participants, what guideline or what is the advice that you are giving to chartered accountants? Because you have interacted with the institute, you have visited so many branches, and even with the highest authority like chairman of our commercial law, economic advisory and NPO's cooperatives chairman, you have discussed with the entire full authority, means chairman, members, and he was there. Sir, what advice you want to give it to our members? And what should be the takeaway from this?
I think it would be dilemma between depicting exactly true and correct picture and your practice attached to that.
No, but elaborate and just
Isn't
guide
it?
them.
And you have to strike a balance between them. Saap bhi mare aur lathi bhi na tute. If I have to give you an example.
Yeah.
There are enough number of projects.
Correct.
Which one of them you only have cited ki 900 crore rupees expenditure was shown, certified by the chartered accountant, and there was nothing on the ground. And this is not the standalone example. The amount may vary. Many projects which have gone to NCLT, or many projects, I would not like to name the promoters, but there in Mumbai only you may be knowing them.
Yeah.
How could you certify such accounts? Now there is a project for which there was a sanction of 20 floors. He sold 41 floors. How come while auditing his accounts, CA, it did not come across him that there is a permission to construct only 20 floors, and how could he is selling 40 floors? There are enough examples like this, and then therefore I am saying you it is striking a balance between your practice and depicting true and correct picture.
Okay, I just want to conclude here. They have appointed BDO India as the auditing of each of the certificates that we give, verification of the certificates that we give, auditing report that we give, and there are a lot of exercises being done. So therefore, you should not take issuing form number 3 and 5 lightly, and we should not be the scapegoat, and out of obligation, out of emotions, and because of a fear of losing client, don't do something which is not ethical. That's all. Thank you very much, sir. which everybody is asking me, which Vinay need to answer now. फॉर्म नंबर, अभी सर लोग गए, इसके लिए अभी बिंदास बात हो सकती है. सर, फॉर्म नंबर 3 for withdrawal, if I am giving 4 forms in a year, what should be my fees? बराबर है ना? नहीं, चलेगा, वो एडिटिंग होगा.
Okay, I'll tell you the other aspects of it. See, they have appointed for a project, not for a certificate. You should understand that what service you are giving, at what frequency we are giving. You take them on board for a project compliance and project advisory. For that, you fix an annual retainer fee. Not about you for certificate, I charge for 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 or whatever may be. Because what happens, they pay for a certificate and in between something else will come that becomes a free of charge. You tell me, have you seen any other profession or any other work? You pay for one and remaining is free? Think, somebody should be there, right? Nothing comes free, but we should remember that the moment you go on this way of practice, obviously, sir, anyhow I paid for this, you do for that, and we also may not ask that amount from them, but it involves the time. For the professionals, time is an inventory. So, bring the client on board on a annual compliance mode. Our Parikshit has clearly mentioned what are the annual compliances. But however, for a client, it looks like only a one form 3 and one form 5. Remaining thing is what? Those two things you certify. Remaining thing you advise. That you should value ourselves first. First, if you value ourselves, then I can bill a client. So remember, this is the first thing you should remember yourself what you are giving to the client. Second, as an annual compliances, whatever be the compliance of 6, 7 or whatever may be, you ensure that you communicate on an annual basis. Sometimes you communicate, it's a 3 years project, for 3 years this is what is my charges. Either you take on the quarterly, half yearly, yearly or whatever may be. Do not mix with your normal audit fees. The moment you mix with normal audit fees, you will not get the money. You don't get the fees. So that's what is one thing. You can charge a small project as 1 lakh rupees, medium project 2 to 5 lakh rupees, large project you can charge 10 lakh rupees per year also. That is what is possible the moment you start advising. For that to advise, you should know RERA, in depth about RERA. It is not that they will just give it because you attended 2 days program here. Okay? So, you should understand RERA. You should be able to express how RERA is connected to entire his business. It is not about you give a certificate. Certificate attached to your GST, income tax, if he borrowed the loan, the bankers, in terms of the customers, how he communicate, what price he quote. Obviously, there are 2 portions in it. What the 2 portion? Cash component, many a time, right? I am openly saying in front of the camera also. Okay, please try to reduce that component of it, because second, you cannot work RERA individually, independently, leaving the income tax or GST. You give the percentage of completion. Similar percentage of completion should reflect in other statute also. To withdraw the more money, you give higher percentage here. And to pay the taxes, you give what percentage? Lower percentage. Okay, look at the bigger aspect of it, then you can advise better, and your professional ability, capability and convincing a client is always more. The revenue is an outcome of what you render the service. It is not that you pay, if you pay I will render this. It's the other way. This is what I provide it, for that this is what is my fees. So that is what you should communicate to the client.
Sachin, question to you.
Sir,
आपका सीक्रेट क्या है? 500 प्रोजेक्ट आपने किधर से लिया, कैसा मिला आपको? उनको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है हाउ टू गेट ए क्लाइंट. तो कैन यू शेयर सम सीक्रेट हाउ यू गेट ए क्लाइंट्स? चाहिए कि नहीं आपको? कितने लोगों को चाहिए? जरा हाथ ऊपर करो. हाँ, सबको चाहिए, क्लाइंट्स चाहिए.
सबसे बेसिक है कि आई स्टार्टेड माई रेरा प्रैक्टिस सिंस इंसेप्शन. सो फ्रॉम 2017 when initially RERA came into picture. So we are working with, we are having independent RERA team in our office who deals with this particular RERA only. And then providing a quality service. For that you need a detailed and in-depth understanding of the law. What are the current challenges are going on. आज आपके पास में कोई RERA का क्लाइंट आएगा तो आप उसको रजिस्ट्रेशन इज आप कर दोगे, उसका एक फोटे रहता, उसके एक रहता है एक्सपेक्टेशंस की प्रोजेक्ट रजिस्टर करना है. What the additional value you are bringing to the table? So how what impact it will have on GST, what impact it will have on stamp duty, what impact it will have on income tax, how RERA's other case laws in the market litigations are going, how and what kind of strategy and the documentation and illegal agreement to sell you should incorporate, what kind of clauses you should incorporate in agreement to sell to avoid the litigation. These are the additional services which will make a client impressed with you. He'll definitely suggest some, like I have multiple clients where I'm only looking after the RERA, and the income tax, GST and other things have been looked after by other CS. In fact काफी CA friends भी मेरे हैं जो income tax, GST वो करते हैं, RERA के लिए मेरे पास भेजते हैं. So it all depends कि आप क्या services, आप उसको क्या quality की service आप दे रहे हो, और ये एक दिन में नहीं होता. It's been like 2017 and 2024 we are sitting, so it's like 7 years job. तो आप आज कहीं से तो कहीं start करना पड़ेगा, तब जाके आपको कहीं पे perfection आएगा. So it's not just कि आप आज जाओगे, कल एडवर्टाइजमेंट अपन कर नहीं सकते हैं कि कल जाके आपने गूगल एडवर्ड खरीद लिया कि आपको एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स आ रहे हैं. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट, इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू हैपन लाइक दैट वे. यू हैव टू स्टडी, you have to read the circular, what kind of orders RERA is issuing, what is the reason RERA has issued this order. So there are few orders RERA को हाई कोर्ट से, जैसे अभी एक्सटेंशन का एक ऑर्डर आया था जिसके अंदर सेक्शन 7(3) इंट्रोड्यूस कब हुआ, जब सेक्शन 7(3) RERA के ओरिजिनल एक्ट के अंदर में सिर्फ 12 मंथ्स का प्रोविजन था. आफ्टर 12 मंथ्स के एक्सटेंशन क्यों करना है, तो वो नीलकमल का ऑर्डर था शायद. तो उस ऑर्डर के अंदर में हाई कोर्ट ने डायरेक्शन RERA को दिया कि इम्प्लीमेंट प्रोविजंस फॉर हैविंग एक्सटेंशन, बिकॉज इट्स गोइंग टू बी हार्डशिप फॉर द प्रोमोटर if there is no provision of having extension facility beyond 12 months. So after 12 months के बाद में RERA में क्या provision है कि association of authority को project handover करो. This is going to be hardship to the promoter. So read out the orders. आप क्या order आ रहे हैं, हाई कोर्ट क्या order कर रहा है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में क्या चल रहा है, RERA क्या order दे रहा है. आप स्टडी जितना ज़्यादा पढ़ोगे, वो बोलते हैं नरेंद्र मोदी सर बोलते हैं ना, पढ़ेगा इंडिया तो बढ़ेगा इंडिया, वैसा थोड़ा पढ़ाई करो तो आगे डेफिनेटली.
Yeah, Nikunj, you have a question? Yeah.
Sir, I had a question for Vinay sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, to understand it more clearly, sir, can you just put that quotation of fees in some examples? Because you gave a very, very cryptic answer, and now that the authorities are not there, we would be very happy to get a clearer figure as to how to quote the fees, and importantly, sir, what situation you have told is the idealistic situation that I should try and convince the client to get a comprehensive package wherein I'll say ये पूरे project का मैं पैसा लूँगा ऐसा and all. But clients are too smart right now, and they have their own team under them, and every member of that team is trying to get another CA for himself as per his liking. Okay, so it is really difficult to get this client to commit for this whole project. So how to charge when the client is insisting that मुझे खाली एक ही certificate का पैसा बताओ आप. So what do you do then?
See, basically most of the chartered accountant which I go through, okay, they say that the scope of service of issuing only Form 3, Form 5. So that is what everybody thinks, unless you know the depth of RERA. So like what you have only you can sell it to the client. If you don't know yourself about, or if you don't know ourselves about what is there in RERA, you cannot sell it to anybody. Say an example, Parikshit was mentioning section 12 about advertisement. That itself is an area of practice. For that you should know.
Again a cryptic answer.
निकुंज थोड़ा सा मैं डायरेक्ट आंसर देता हूँ आपको.
Yes sir.
देखो, इन्होंने बताया कि मेरा टाइम है ना, मेरा टाइम वैल्यूएबल है. Unless until you respect your time, others will not respect your time. So what is the number of hours that I have? I got 8 hours, 10 hours in a day, and 5 days, 6 days in a week. Say 10 hours, 6 days, 60 hours in a day, year, week. Yes, 60 hours में what are the things I am giving? What should be my, costing? You won't believe. ये आपको सरप्राइज होगा. दिन में मेरे पास कम से कम 4 से 5 क्लाइंट आते हैं, बराबर है. 5 क्लाइंट में 5 को 5 मैं भगाता हूँ. क्यों भगाता हूँ? मैं बोलता हूँ सर ये जो काम करना है, मुझे ये टीम है, इतना काम होता है, मेरा फीस 1 लाख रुपए है. बोलते टू मच है, आप इधर आए ना कंसल्टेंसी लिए ना, मेरा 5,000 रुपये दे दो. आपको आदमी चाहिए जो 5,000 में करता है, मैं 50 नंबर देता हूँ CA का, आप जाओ. आई डोंट रिकमेंड एनी वन नेम, बट आई गिव 50 नेम्स. आप जाके करो। और 6 महीने के बाद वही आता है, सर मेरा बैंक अकाउंट फ्रोज हो गया, मेरा जो सब रजिस्टर के पास नोटिस चला गया। बोला क्या हुआ? सर ऐसा ऐसा प्रॉब्लम हुआ है। अभी समझ में आया ना? सो द क्वेश्चन इज, यू नीड टू बी एक्सपर्ट, यू नीड टू नो द लॉ, एंड यू नीड टू टेल हिम दैट दिस इज माई प्राइस। आप बाटा शोरूम में जाके शू लेना जाते हो तो अपना प्राइस एमआरपी लिखा है, उसका वैल्यू उसने लिखा है, जिसको पसंद नहीं ना वो चला जाएगा। बट हमारा प्रॉब्लम क्या है, हमको लगता है कि हर कस्टमर मेरा बाटा शू लेना चाहिए। मेरा बाटा का प्राइस 2000 रुपये लिखा है, फिर भी मैं बोलता हूं नहीं नहीं इसको छोड़ना नहीं चाहिए, 20 रुपये में भी दूं, 50 रुपये में भी दूं, मेरा बाटा। ऐसा नहीं है। यू नीड टू वैल्यू योर सेल्फ, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड योर सेल्फ, एंड हाउ इट इज पॉसिबल? इट्स पॉसिबल आफ्टर दिस, इफ यू आर स्टेइंग बैक। मेरा सब सेशन होने के बाद 2 घंटे का 1 घंटे का मेरा सेशन रहेगा, हाउ टू वैल्यू योर टाइम, how to get the clientele, how to promote your business. As I said, I started with zero, neither bank, मतलब जगह भी बाड़े का, घर भी बाड़े का, कुछ भी नहीं है. But from there to today, what I am and how I have developed, all secrets I will share, provided you are overstaying later on. And everybody will share. It is not I. So therefore, wait for some more time. Thank you very much. Over to next. Parag, there is a question to you.
Sir, taking this conversation for
परग को सवाल compliance के ऊपर, अभी बाकी का छोड़ दो बाद में.
Sir, very interesting for the CA fraternity because like the question which I was not able to phrase that time.
बाद में compliance के ऊपर कुछ है तो पूछो. We are going to have, yeah, Abhinav. Just take the mic, na.
Sir, the latest circular number 56, which talks about the new way of opening the accounts and everything.
Correct.
There is a special certificate that we have to give with regarding the loans that has been taken by the promoter.
Correct.
And its utilization.
Correct.
Suppose there are n number of projects that are executed at a time, so it is going to be a very difficult for the chartered accountant to issue that certificate.
Correct.
And there isn't any kind of a format that has been prescribed by the authorities.
They are not prescribed.
No format has been prescribed. Second, they say the certificate has to be issued by the chartered accountant. That's it. The second. Yes, the CA certificate format is not available. Yes. The second part to that is now the changes that has been made. Like in the case of the Apartment Ownership Act, where the redevelopment is happening, suppose there are 15 flat owners, like in case I am coming from Nagpur, there we have to open 15 bank accounts, like 45 bank accounts for the existing flat owners, 3 accounts for the promoter, and suppose there is revenue share, तो और 2 partner है, 2 individually JV है, 6 उसके ऊपर का एक मेरा आएगा master account. तो इतने accounts सर open करना is a huge task. And the second part.
What is your question?
My question is how to deal with this at the institute level for this.
Acha.
So first of all, I would like to answer to your first question. That is with respect to CA certificate जो latest circular में है. I would like to clarify that if you read that circular, उसमें लिखा है secured and unsecured loan. Majority of the लोग हैं ना वो unsecured part को भूल जाते हैं. But here unsecured loan. And उसमें if you read the circular, it is specifically mentioned जिसका interest आप ये project से serve करोगे, that loan has to be considered into this certificate. And ये जो certificate है, जो CA का certificate देना है regarding utilization of the loan, उसका कोई specific format है नहीं. You can give it in any of the format that you wish to, but make sure it is on your letterhead and obviously the normal procedures. And make sure if a part of the loan is utilized in this project and part of the loan is utilized in another project, make sure you mention only the part which is utilized in this project only and जिसका interest ये project से serve होने वाला है. So I guess that is the answer to your first question.
Yeah. Second is what was the question? Second, multiple accounts.
Sir, I'll continue with the first part. If I split your question into 2 parts, one part is how you are going to ascertain if loan is utilized for the project or not. This is the first part, okay? So if we see what kind of, there are 2 kinds of loan. One is the unsecured loan and there is a secured loan. Another, this order is applicable for the project getting registered after 1st July. So at the date of registration, see what are the costs which can be incurred. I think there is a land cost which can be incurred. There is a TDR which we can think there can be the FSI cost, sanctioning cost. These are the 3-4 costs which we can see that there, we can count that as an incurred cost. If the expenses, if there are multiple projects, so think about the situation, there's a project is getting registered after this. So again, what this order says, if the amount is getting deposited into separate account, then only you can withdraw the amount from 70% account. Read the circular, okay? So if the project is getting registered after 1st July, loan is already been disbursed, it means it has not been deposited into designated separate account, you cannot serve the principal out of it. Let's talk about the interest portion. Interest portion you can serve it from this designated account. So how we can define, how we can ascertain the cost, interest cost. So I think what we have decided internally is there's a proportionate, like if there are 2 projects, I'm registering building A and building B simultaneously, and building A and building B simultaneously I'm registering, and I'm applying for 2 different registration, and there are 50 CR of the loan. Building A incurred cost is suppose 10 lakhs, and the building B incurred cost is 20 lakhs. So it's 1:2 ratio. So we can, since we can, एकदम एग्जैक्ट ब्रिक टू ब्रिक तो काउंट नहीं होगा कि भाई कौन सी ब्रिक कहाँ पे गई है, बट यू कैन गो फॉर अ प्रोपोर्शनेट टाइप के कॉस्ट जिसके लिए आप प्रोपोर्शनेट डाल सकते हो. बट गेट after 1st July onwards, if loan is getting disbursed and getting deposited into a designated separate account, that is 70% account, then only you can serve the principal out of that and interest out of that. So after I think उन्होंने specifically order applicable 1 जुलाई के बाद के प्रोजेक्ट को किया है, तो अपने को ज़्यादा उसमें दिमाग नहीं लगाना है. हाँ, लेकिन जिसके 2-3 फेजेस रजिस्टर्ड है, एक पर्टिकुलर 1 या 2 फेज अभी आ रहे हैं, उसमें आप प्रोबेबिलिटी का ले सकते हो, या फिर आप क्या कर सकते हो, सिक्योर्ड लोन को सारों को प्रीवियस के ऊपर में डाल दो, या फिर उसने सिर्फ TDR के लिए लोन लिया, 5 करोड़ का लोन लिया, 3 करोड़ का TDR खरीदा है उसने, तो 3 करोड़ आप इसमें यूटिलाइज मानो, 3 करोड़ का लोन सर्व करो आप. सो एक थोड़ा सा इसके अंदर में प्रोपोर्शनेट वे में आपको एक एक्सेल शीट पे फॉर्मूला डिराइव करना पड़ेगा एट द टाइम ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ करंट प्रोजेक्ट. तो एक फॉर्मूला एक बार इनिशियली डिराइव हो गया तो आपको उसमें इश्यू नहीं आएगा. दैट्स व्हाट वी इंटरनली हैव डिसाइडेड इन फॉर आवर फॉर्म.
Yeah, coming back, we are breaking for dinner by 8:30 if it is possible. Let us come by 8:30 or 8:45 maximum. And very important session we are going to take, because we are all talking about money, and real estate is stressed with the money, and therefore we are going to discuss with the alternative investment fund. We are also going to discuss about fractional ownership, a new concept. We are also going to discuss with the real estate investment trust, when started, how it started, what is the big market, and how as a financial consultant, chartered accountant, we can, facilitate the promoter in raising the money and liquidate the illiquid asset, and how with a small investment you can be a part of the real estate appreciation, growth oriented, and you can be, make money out of the real estate. That is what going to be discussed. We have both the speakers ready, ever ready, and again I requested him to stay back. He said, I have committed you. I have committed you means I have committed the institute. I have committed your people who have, believed you and came here. So I will remain with you after the lunch. He requested me to take the, dinner. After the dinner, he said, at least take my session first. So certainly your session, Harshal Savla, Dr. Harshal Savla, of course we will introduce you a little later, as famous figure. He has written about 40 books, 30 books, 20 books, only on real estate. 20 books. He has done 2 PhD on real estate. And REIT is the subject on which he has done a PhD. And I have taken him to number of places, including West Bengal, Calcutta, and other part. So I think every time he comes, and so we'll listen to him. So thank you, each one of you.
Sir, one small question.
नहीं सर, कौन है?
One small question.
किधर है? हाँ, बोलो.
Sir, as loan is to be disbursed in the 70% account, so whether the repayment of the loan is also through that 70% account only?
In case loan is getting deposited into 70% account, then only principal you can serve from 70% account. Otherwise, interest you can anyhow serve it from 70% account. Interest
Okay.
is
Give them a round of applause. Vinay, Sachin, you are a Sachin, really Sachin Tendulkar. And जलगांव का तो कोई बात ही नहीं है. हाँ, अपना परीक्षित and then Parag. Thank you very much.